Hello, my friends, and welcome back to Learning Torah Lishma. Today, we're going to introduce Book 2, Staying Married.
Very much of staying married is the preparation before getting married and the basis of Book 1. If there's good roots that go deep many years, then the tree stays strong in all conditions, even when there is a storm in life. But alas, unfortunately, most people miss this step for two reasons. First, we can never take the responsibility away that we have for our lives, and second, not being taught from a young age how to be successful with a spouse, a marriage. So because of this, our focus is to help someone who is basically missing the first step but at the same time doesn't have zero of the first step, but rather the unfortunate norm. And people that are above the norm or have followed the first book, there is still much to learn from the second book as we can 10x our marriage, overcoming laziness and keep on becoming more positively energetic. Now for a couple that both are negative or one is negative and they want to go positive, it will require a lot more work to grow. The idea of growing in a marriage and getting to know each other better is the staple of a marriage and keeps it from becoming stale and stagnant. It keeps it vibrant and alive. A healthy body gives one the power for a healthy soul. Only having healthy food in the house and only eating healthy 90% of the time is crucial for happiness, wealth, and affection in the house. A man must learn to listen to his wife and see if and when she wants a response, or for you just to listen, and same for kids. A woman has to be very careful not to nag her husband and kids, even though from one woman to the next, it's not considered nagging. A man has to learn how to be gentle, caring, and understanding with his wife and kids. A woman needs to be full of deep care and deep love for her husband and kids in the way they needed it, which can be very different from the way the woman might need it. Caring and loving for your spouse is not what you need, but rather what they need is what you give them, and they give you what you need and not what he or she would want for themselves, and that's what they give out, and they're blind what someone else needs, which can be very different from the needs that you need. Basically, don't get caught up in yourself, rather experience the other without you in the picture. Someone that could do this for another, and especially for their spouse, shows that they are a higher level person. You can't have people that are billionaires that are very smart, very learned, but get stuck in their own bubble. A high-level ethical person is the real diamond, and all these other things are just ornaments to the diamond. When a person just runs after money and not after high ethical character, this makes themselves be looked down upon and not considered too valuable, and being valuable in a marriage can be the difference between making it or, God forbid, breaking it. A man has to be careful not to become a augur and a woman a witch in all areas of life. Spiritual, emotional, and physical, financial. The handsomeness of a man is his intelligence, high morals, understanding, support, and money. The beauty of a woman is her innocence, deep lovingness, beauty, support, and high morals. A man and a woman have to understand that the world attacks them on these things and tries to make them forget who they are and turn you into what they want. It's very important to not allow this to happen and even get better and better as time goes on. This is your power as you get older and you're not as young and strong as you used to be. But becoming better at your good essence, growing and becoming in sync with each other is something that we have the opportunity to make stronger and better as time goes on, and nothing can replace that. This is also one of the many reasons why a person should not push off getting married till later, as this weekend they're sinking. Getting married young is one of the biggest blessings of life, and sometimes we can be unrealistic as we expect our spouse to be at a level before we get married of someone who's been married for 40 years. This is wrong. Rather, we need to marry someone who relative to their age is good, and not to compare them to someone much older, and of course that wants to grow into that older experienced person. We have to understand that people today are very hurt, not just from evil people or stupid people or average people, but even from those that call themselves righteous people. And this doesn't mean that one marry someone who is bad, God forbid, but rather be understanding and try to zone into their spiritual being and what they want to become in life, and be kind to them and see if this can continue. It's important to know that respect in life is not what the person is now, but what they will become, and that's what one should be looking out for. Getting rid of debt and getting a firm, strong financial base can magically disintegrate many problems in a marriage and make fixing crucial aspects of the marriage much easier. Sometimes in the moment we can lose ourselves and want a divorce, even when there is much that can be done. There was one mistake one should not make in this moment: thinking and saying to themselves, this is the best for the kids. As we know, in most scenarios, if we were really thinking about the kids, we wouldn't do it. And don't think you're an exception to the rule. Remember, go into the issues with positive strength and a plan, and overcome the devil that wants to destroy your marriage and destroy your life and the life of your kids. Your fortitude is what will keep you married. Relying on a miracle or giving up is what will take it away. And of course, Eventually, both of you need to create your strong fortitude. But it takes one to start it and not to say it's the other's responsibility. A lot of life is about ignoring the devil's trick and saying it's the other's responsibility. A smart person says, who cares who's responsible? If I do it, things will get better for my kids, for me, for my spouse, for everybody, and that's what matters. The laws of purity give a marriage a certain newness each month, like a honeymoon. It is also very advisable that once a week you have a special time that you just spend with your wife, and over a month you should have a special time that you spend with each of your kids, and that's each parent. Taking them out to eat is the best way. A woman wants a man that without him saying anything, she can figure out his greatness, his specialist, his uniqueness. A man wants a woman that without him saying anything, without him having to prove himself, that she sees his greatness, specialist, uniqueness. And after he found a woman like that, he reciprocates that. So really, before marriage you should have this. But if one did not, or it was lost, this is fundamental to the marriage to recreate. And this is one of the intangible loves, like the intangible love of a woman being younger than a man. That the man is happy that she is younger, the more the merrier. And the woman is happy to have a man that's older than her, that she can look up to. And to a certain extent, the more the merrier. The importance of intangible loves is unimaginable, as it easily continues into old age and can even get stronger as time goes on. So those who in general make it look like it doesn't make a difference if the woman's younger or older than you, they are wrong and they cause divorces. And those that make women think that they have to grind the man with resume and asking questions, actually cause the woman to automatically love the man less, and vice versa. Rather, a woman and a man should acquire knowledge about finding a good spouse and immediately meet and figure each other out, not with questions but with spending time with them. And this takes a relatively short time to do, between 1 to 6 months. A good way to test each other's connection one to the other is to play a game of putting yourself in the other person's shoes after you've gone out on a few coffee dates or dates. This is a scientific fact for all those people that just think that they can wait, that there's no rush to get married. It is a scientific fact that isolation drastically cuts your lifespan. Also, being intimate with your spouse in all the different ways actually drastically increases your lifespan. The earlier you start, the better it is. When one is married, one of the main things one needs to check in a marriage is, what is my relationship with my spouse? Is it love or, God forbid, fear? Now, of course, in a relationship there needs to be also fear, the fear of ruining the relationship. If I do this, then the person won't continue to be with me. But that is not what should be on a person's mind on a day-to-day basis, rather in special scenarios. So let's play this out. If one's relationship is fear, then they're not able to see when someone or the Satan introduces something into their marriage that is not healthy, because they just think we need to increase the fear. However, when the regular day-to-day relationship is love, then when something foreign comes in and messes with the love, it's way easier to realize the foreign element entering as love, which is true happiness, expels and shows forth the foreign element and shows it for what it really is. So therefore, if someone is married and love is not the crux on a day-to-day basis of the relationship, then they know the only way to create a good relationship is to do whatever they need to do to bring in love and expel this toxic level of fear. And without doing this, there is really nothing that can be done. And this will require immediate drastic changes to create a healthy earth that you could plant the seed of love and then let it flourish and let it heal the rest of your marriage. Let it cleanse it. Let it purify it.
I love you, and Hashem loves you more.